Welcome. This is an overview of the Brimbox web database interface. Brimbox is a generic database meant to be an alternative to turnkey solutions, which may not suit the needs of your particular application, or a custom database which may be too difficult or too hard to build for most budgets or situations. So Brimbox is web-based, of course. It is a website, but it isn't really a website. It's more of a database. So we start out and we get at the login screen, and we're going to log in. And we log in to Brimbox, we get this set of tabs along the top, and that's how Brimbox is based. It's sort of a tab-based interface. Each tab does different things, and it is also based on full page loads. Now, the first tabs here, browse through details. The home tab's just a home page you can customize, but browse through details and even cascade are all for looking up data and looking at data. And we're going to start with the browse data, and this is just real simple. It browses on the first character of whatever field you want to, and so I'm going to go here to P, and we browse, and we have Pakistan. The lookup tab is sort of like a standard database, and we're going to go here, and I'm going to type in US, and it's going to bring up USA. Now, as you notice, if we go back to browse, it stays in the same state. It stays at Pakistan. It doesn't reset to the original. If we go to lookup, it stays here at USA, and even further, if we do something like Peru in search, we can look at Peru, we can have the lookup of USA and the browse. So Brimbox maintains state, so it's constantly posting form variables through full page loads to maintain state. So those are some how you look up data. Now, as we look at the records, and Brimbox doesn't turn really in a horizontal row or a vertical column, it turns in these blobs of columns and rows. And so if we look at the bottom here at Pakistan and we look across here, we have all these action links is what we call them, and the things you can do. The first thing that we can do is we can go to the details, and that shows us the details of the records, the full fields. We can cascade it, which is going to show that record and all the records underneath it. We can edit it, and there's a whole bunch of other things, so you can edit it, and you can view the cities in Pakistan by view cities, and you can view, these are child records, the languages that are spoken in Pakistan. There's quite a few in there, and so we can view languages, we can view cities. You can add a city if you want. You can just go like that and add a city in a relational sense. It'll automatically relate it to the parent record, and you can do things. And one other thing we've done here is Brimbox allows for customization, so you can add tabs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly switch to admin mode, and here we go into admin mode, and all of a sudden there's this admin tabs up here, and then we go and we can manage modules here. And I built a custom module here to analyze a country, and I'm going to activate it. And if we go here back to browse, and I'm going to go back to the user permission again, and we go to browse, we'll see that we have this analyze tab that it just popped in. And so you can just upload code to it, and it automatically pops in. And we can analyze Pakistan, so it shows all the country, the cities, and you can actually set it up. So I have add language. You can do it right there from the analyze. So that's the common thing that you have for any database. Often you have the record. So those are what the action links do, and that's basically the user layout. It's for adding and customizing. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the admin functionality. And there's a couple other things. One thing we have here is this inbox where we can send the database emails. It actually has an inbox, and that can be useful. You can have receipts sent there. You can have people that need things done in the database or requests sent there. You can have all kinds of things. And then we have this listing functionality, so you can create lists. And so if we want to add something to the list, if I can find another Asian country, Philippines, we go down here to list action, and we're going to add the Philippines to Asia, and we have this listing function. So now we have 2 countries in Asia in the list. So you can keep lists in Brimbox too. So if we go on and we go to the admin tabs, this is where Brimbox is really things. So we can manage lists, we can manage dropdowns, we can upload data, you can automatically bulk upload, you can upload documents. There's this query alias, which is very useful for building queries in database. You can actually run reports and queries in there. And of course we have translation. For instance, this inbox, if we want to call it email, we could just pick the box controller, and we can do we can do it's actually Q, and then we can do the translation. We can call it email, and we can add a translation. It's right here. We can update the translation. It's called we're going to call it email, and so we can translate even in English, and it's now called email, and so you can get an email right there. So you can translate. We go to the admin tab. You can manage users. These are where you add your users to the database. It has a logging functionality. These are where people log in. You can set the layouts. Brimbox works on a single table, a single self-relational table. So this is where you set up the layouts and the column names. You can create, it allows for keying, and that's set up for more improvement. And of course, the manage modules and update the Brimbox. And you can also customize the colors in the CSS. I haven't really done that, but you can customize your colors here. And it has backup and restore, and it has a data installer. And of course, you can go to manage modules. If you don't want the data installer, you can just deactivate it, and you can just delete it. And we don't want the data installer in at this point. So that's an overview of how Brimbox looks and works and feels. The idea, again, is you can customize it. It's meant to be customized. It has hooks, and it's modular. It's almost template-based is one thing you could call it. And it's sort of like a WordPress or a CMS system is what it was designed to be a similar product to, except for not for websites, but for actual databases, for working with data and stuff like that. So that's an overview of the Brimbox web database interface. Thank you for your time.